my birthday, and Mama Sharp here has some secrets that I really wish someone had shared with me sooner. Probably would have saved me a lot in therapy. Right, Pops? Super quick jump in here. I need to tell you about my sponsor today, Element. So you guys have heard me talk about Element for a while now, but it's a product I was using well before I started working with them, and I obviously still love it today. It was great when I was breastfeeding, essential for when I play tennis in the heat, and it helps with keeping my electrolytes balanced that some of my medications tend to throw off. A lot of my colleagues in sports nutrition also swear by Element specifically because it has a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams sodium, 200 milligrams potassium, and 60 milligrams magnesium, and it has no colors, sugar, or fillers. I'm still a fan of the mango chili. It's always been my fave. I love the heat, but they have 9 different flavors, and they are now launching their Element chocolate medley for the cool weather months ahead. So there's chocolate raspberry, chocolate mint, and chocolate chai, which I'm sure is going to come in handy for ski season up here in Canada. The medley is only available for a limited time only, so if you love the salty, sweet chocolate flavors, you're gonna wanna stock up. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. So that's 8 single serving packets for free with any Element order. This is a really great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. So get yours at drinkelement.com/Abbey Sharp. And again, this deal is only available through my link. So you've gotta go to drinklmnt.com/Abbey Sharp to get yours. But anyways, is your birthday girl, Abbey Sharp. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be taking it a little slower today. I got my coffee, I got my protein shake, I got Poppy's cheese for reward for not barking throughout this. Because yeah, it's my birthday. I'm an adult and I can do what I want, right? Yeah, Poppy loves that. But I am officially 36 years old today, which honestly feels like such an anticlimactic age. Last year, I had a big party for 35 and I stayed in a hotel and I did like a whole overnight thing with my friends and no kids. And I love that because I've always been like a really big birthday girl. But no, I'm keeping it relatively low key this year, even though I also kind of feel like I have more to celebrate now than ever before. But you know, at 36, I really do think that I'm probably at the best place in my life. This has been a really good year for me. And I don't necessarily mean money-wise or career-wise, even though there's a lot of really exciting things in the works. But I just feel like I'm really at peace with myself now. My mind, my body, my spirituality, everything just kind of seems like it's finally falling into place. I am double fisting it this morning with the beverages, and I love that for us. I love it for us.
Bow down to Hercules!
But yeah, I just really wanted to share some secrets that I feel like I've cracked the code on that helped me get to this place that I only wish I had some insight into decades ago. So, breakthrough number 1, Poppy knows this, I know this, we both know this, has really been medicating for my mental health. Honestly, this has probably been one of the most important action items that I have taken for my health that's literally impacted every area of my life. You know, I really resisted psych medication for so long despite suffering from crippling insomnia. I had an anxiety disorder, OCPD, and as I recently learned, also ADHD, which was undiagnosed for most of my life. And it would have been nice to know that like a decade ago. But as I discussed in my video here about pill shaming, you know, I was really scared to go on medication because of the stigma. There's just such a toxic narrative in the wellness community that food is medicine. And if you take any drugs, you're like taking the easy way out. You're cheating. You're not trying hard enough. And I have never taken the easy way out of anything. So I just feel like hard work and struggle has just been the song I've always sang. But taking medication for my sleep and anxiety has literally changed every aspect of my life. You know, sleeping better has helped improve my tolerance for stressful situations. It's improved my marriage and other relationships. It's helped me be a more compassionate and kind parent, made me way more efficient at my job. It's helped improve my immune system and gut health and help manage cravings and even my set point weight, etc. Ditto for anxiety meds. There is no aspect of my overall health picture that hasn't in some way been improved by these drugs. Honestly, had somebody told me when I was 20 that it's okay to take a pill to quiet the obsessive thoughts in my brain, I am quite literally 100% confident that I wouldn't have spent a decade clawing my way out of a full-blown eating disorder and the years of self-loathing that followed. And this is why I talk about my mental health journey. I'm really trying to destigmatize in hopes that it encourages others to seek the help that they need better or earlier than I did. I just feel like I wasted so much of my important life. Now, the second really big breakthrough for me has been making peace with not having a perfect diet. My 20s were no doubt my worst era, emotionally and physically. And a lot of that was due to my struggle with orthorexia. I am admittedly a perfectionist, as I discussed in a lot more detail in my video here. And I spent way too much of my time in the past obsessing over diet perfection. Meeting specific grams of protein or specific amounts of fiber or omega-3s or specific calories or numbers, portions, etc. And what ended up happening to me, and actually happens to a lot of people with disordered eating or EDs like orthorexia, it literally just became too arduous for me to count up calories and nutrients in every meal or different meals every day. So I basically just ended up eating the exact same breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks every single day without any sort of variation whatsoever. I became terrified of changing things up. Same fruit, same cheese, same chicken, couldn't even change the brand. God forbid an Instacart shopper couldn't find what I ordered. And maybe this also had to do a little bit with the undiagnosed ADHD, but there was obviously also that orthorexia component as well. And there was nothing intuitive about this. Like, the only joy that I would derive from food was during a massive binge after eating chicken and broccoli twice a day, 7 days a week. So it's like I'd be dragging myself through salmon 3 times a week to meet my omega-3s, and I never stopped to ask myself if I even like salmon.
What did you say?
I said I don't want any damn
salmon, because I didn't really. But what I've learned over the past decade is our diet does not need to be perfect to thrive. It definitely doesn't need to be perfect every day. Our bodies are so incredibly resilient, and if we're getting a variety of different proteins and fats and grains, fruits and veggies over time, along with, of course, enough calories, we are very likely meeting at least most of our nutrient needs. And when we don't, just because, we've got preferences or restrictions, etc., supplements can be a really great stand-in. So I do my protein shake most days a week because I don't always feel like cooking protein, especially in the morning or even for lunch sometimes if I'm super busy. And I take certain key vitamins like omega-3s every day because, like I said, I don't want to eat salmon or trout all the time. Not my favorite. And as a dietitian, of course, we are supposed to be pushing for a food-first approach to nutrition. And I just guess that early on in my career, I took that mantra way too conservatively. But I've been doing this for a really long time now, and I've since learned that a carefully planned supplement regimen can really help to take the pressure off of needing that perfect diet, which just opens the door for food freedom and just having a better, more relaxed relationship with food. So yeah, once I better understood what foods I like or don't like, or feel good to me or don't feel good to me, as someone with IBS, for example, of course, also getting regular blood work and working with my own dietitian, I've been able to better understand a supplement regimen that works for me, which has done wonders for my relationship with food as well. And speaking of eating and, what feels good, that is another huge 30-something learning for me. I feel like I've finally learned how to respect my body, which in my 20s, I would not have even been able to touch. Not only did I hate my body in my 20s, and by association, hate myself every single time I caught a glimpse of my body, but I had zero regard for its needs and what felt good. It's like I just wanted to punish it in every way imaginable at both extremes. I was either eating an entire pizza and a whole order of wings and an ice cream sundae to the point of sickness, or I was starving myself on just a bowl of steamed vegetables. Nothing about my relationship with my body in my 20s was respectful. And I'm not saying that we should expect 20-something-year-olds to eat like 30-something-year-olds. The kids can rally a lot better than us. They got faster metabolisms, they got faster recovery from less healthy behaviors, etc. But I just wish I had learned to respect my body. Not love it, not think I looked snatched 24/7, but respect its basic primal needs. Just respecting that it felt better to eat an actual sandwich than a salad with no dressing. Or respecting that it felt better to have dinner before a night out drinking than to try to save calories for more shots. Or respecting that it felt better to have regular balanced meals throughout the week rather than to starve oneself for 6 days only to have a big binge. That's a respect issue to me. That's not like an age thing. And I definitely feel like I could have figured that out way earlier on in life had I not been restricting. Now, at 36 years old, I respect my body enough to pay attention to how different foods make it feel. And if I do avoid something, I don't feel deprived because it's from an act of self-care. So like, I don't feel a huge desire to eat a big piece of cake with ice cream and like 3 sugary cocktails on a Tuesday night because I know that physically it's gonna give me the ick. And I also know that if I don't have vegetables at dinner, I'm not gonna feel great the next day. Things aren't gonna be moving so well down there. This is data that I've collected. So I now can intuitively make more nutritious choices without there being this sense of restriction and rebound binge because ultimately I respect my body. And I really, really wish I had figured this out in my 20s. Poppy, you are drooling all over me. Oh, I'm gonna have to wash these jeans. We have to talk about exercise. I've just stopped doing exercise that I hate. And it is liberating. You know, in my 20s, I had I guess a lot more free time on my hands because I didn't have kids, I didn't have a mortgage, I didn't have a dog, I didn't really have any major responsibilities outside of myself. And the result is that I had set up this expectation where I would drag myself through a lot of strenuous exercise that I legitimately hated. I hated it. I would spin several times a week, plus do some kind of strength training fitness class. I mean, there was no question I had an over-exercising problem. That was part of the ED. But it really, really, really made me hate exercise for a while because it just didn't feel good for my body, right? Like my body was fully depleted. But these days, I've got a way healthier relationship with movement where I've literally just given up anything and everything that I don't like. Spinning, bye. Running, definitely bye, because there's no way I'm dragging myself through a brisk walk when there's a 99.9% chance I'm gonna pee my pants.
Peeing your pants is cool. Consider me Miles Davis.
But yeah, I've just tried to rediscover all the things about movement that I love, and I just refuse to drag myself through it if I don't. So typically this means I walk every day, either outside if I can, especially because I've got a dog, so it definitely encouraged me to do so, or inside if it's not so great. I work with a trainer a few times a week that I love, and I just started taking up tennis about a year ago, which is great cardio and also super duper fun, and I cannot wait to play with my boys one day because they're loving it too. It's like a family thing for us now. But yeah, not only is this amazing for my mental health, but I'm actually in much better physical shape now at 36 after 2 kids than I was in my 20s pre-IVF and pregnancy. So despite what 20-something Abby feared, not burning a shit ton of calories through exercise didn't suddenly make me gain a shit ton of weight or become unhealthy. That I wish I knew, right? And finally, and this is probably the most important right here, right now, I have stopped living for other people's approval. You know, struggling with your self-identity and self-confidence is kind of par for the course in your 20s, but I feel like a lot of my struggle has been related to being told that I was different or difficult. You know, there's lots of labels that people have used to describe people like me. Anxious, too sensitive, unstable, weird, perfectionist, gladiator temperament, highly sensitive person, orchid, neurodivergent, gifted, etc. And in my childhood and teens and even young adulthood, most of the labels used specifically for me, to me, have been the ones with the more negative connotation. So it's like, I don't get you, so therefore you must be crazy. But this is partially why the ADHD diagnosis was so incredibly freeing for me. I finally felt like I understood my brain. Like I understood that it could be used in unique, extraordinary ways. And I finally could look back on all those years of being told that I was wrong with compassion rather than just more self-loathing and shame. It truly opened the doors for me to do great things. I can see it in my work, I can see it in my mothering, I can see it in my marriage, and I can definitely see it in my physical and emotional health. It's like the rigidity in me that has held me back for so many decades, 3 decades, has softened because I don't have to be so guarded. I can put the cards on the table and I can say proudly that this is who I am and I love who I am. And this confidence means I'm not overanalyzing every interaction or going down the shame spiral every single time a troll says I'm stupid or I'm fat or I'm ugly or something insidious like, oh, I used to like Abbey Sharp, but now I find her annoying. And that doesn't mean I'm cocky, and it doesn't mean that I'm not open to being wrong or changing the way I do things based on feedback. You guys know I've always been very, very open to your feedback. But it means that it took literally 36 years to know my worth and to love myself even through these imperfections and little quirks. And of course, some of this self-actualization has just come with age. I wouldn't expect 20-year-old me to be this wise, but I know I would have suffered a lot less working in such a public-facing industry had I done more psychological and spiritual work up front. And that's asking a lot of 20-year-old millennial me, but I hope that the work that us millennials and Gen Zs have done will benefit our kids' generations so that maybe by the time that they're getting to their 20s, they're already a lot more self-secure. You know, a lot of people ask me what my goals are for my kids. And I think that they expect me to say something about, oh, I just want them to be healthy and go to Harvard or Oxford or meet a nice partner and have a family or carry on the family business, etc. But it kind of just throws them off a little bit when I literally just say, I want them to love who they are. All their little weird, annoying quirks and all. Because it's that strong sense of self and self-confidence and self-worth that I believe will bring in all those other external markers of success. I honestly think 36 is going to be one of the biggest and best years of my life. So I am very excited to take it all in. And on that note, I'm gonna finish my shake. Poppy's gonna probably finish this cheese and have a lot of diarrhea. And we're gonna watch a little Love is Blind. But I know a lot of New Year's resolutions are coming up. So I hope this gives you a little inspiration for some things to work on that doesn't revolve around calorie restriction. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely leave me a comment below, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit up my description for my free hunger crushing combo ebook. And I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye.